Hello everyone, welcome back to the Revival. Today we bring you a double header. First of all, we go to St James's Park where Newcastle take on Olympiacos, and then Newcastle are on the road travelling to 8th place, West Bromwich Albion now. The last couple of results not been so kind on those from West Brom. We'll see how we do against them in time, but first of all, it's the really important one, the one that we all came to see. Newcastle United versus Olympiacos in the Champions League. Let's have a quick look at the lineup for today. We're struggling a little bit at the back for form. Lascelles will probably make way for Tebow for this particular game. Also, we've got quite a few players that are feeling the strain. They're a little bit tired after their exertions, not only in the international break, but also the games that have taken place since. We'll go over the results that we've had in the league after this match. I think maybe Coco can rest on the bench. And do we go with the dream front three? I don't really want to risk Vinicius Jr. being as he's played a lot of games for us recently off camera. I think maybe he will get a game against West Brom. So let's go with Frank Ribery and let's swap him over with Alan Saint-Maximin. So we've got a front three of Frank Ribery, Timo Werner and Saint-Maximin. Behind them, Shelvey and Kunku giving us a really combative attacking two in midfield, with Hayden sitting deep as our defensive midfielder. Back four of Willems, Hummels, Tebow and Henriks, with Schubert in goal. That should be more than strong enough, I hope. So since you were last with us, it's been a good few games. We are still unbeaten in the Premier League. We're right up there at the top alongside Everton of all teams. Vinicius Jr. has got his first goal for the club in a 1-0 win.
Just what was needed to get the campaign off to the smooth start they wanted. Their boss has been keen to point out.
Okay, and here we go.
That they must remain focused, and that focus is something they should be able to keep because the position is clear. Perform now as they did first up, and they would be in the frame for pole position in this group.
Oh, that's very good from Maximin. Just passes it off to Henriks, who puts the ball into the box. Werner, no, not quite. Jonjo Shelvey going to look to load it back into the box, and Werner, coming from an offside position, unfortunately has the offside called against him. All three of our men up front were offside, but I think maybe I just rushed the ball into them. But we start the game on the front foot.
They have the belief, and they must stick to what they're good at, I feel. Last time around we were saying, start as you mean to go on. So, no deserting instincts, thanks.
Things have got underway here pretty promptly.
Uh-oh.
Jim, you've played in games of this nature.
Dealt with that one just about. Get the ball out wide to Ribery.
He's quick and direct, Peter. Loves to play on the shoulder of the last defender, and he's always looking to make that run in behind. I think having someone like that
nearly.
The opposition defenses
just went for the first time shot when really I should have been thinking about making some more space.
Can create space, of course, for midfield, so he can be a real troublemaker.
Yes, he'd be my pick too. It's going to be all about how they get the best out of him.
Well won by Nkunku, although the pass back to him is loose and it's put Newcastle in trouble.
And that's left him on the seat of his pants.
Hayden manages to rescue the situation. The ball is quickly out to Ribery on the left wing, sorry. Inside to Nkunku, passes it along to Shelvey. Shelvey looking to work it wide to Henriks, who is now trying to make something of it on the right-hand side. Saint-Maximin plays it in. Werner! Oh, he's had two bites of the cherry and he's missed both times. The post denying him.
And it's Willems.
It's not a good pass by Willems.
Olympiacos have pushed both fullbacks into quite advanced positions here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what are they attempting to do?
Well, it's a bold attempt, in my opinion, to occupy the opposition in a way they're not expecting.
All the way back, and they start again. Keeper's got good distance on that.
It's a good header. Werner now on the ball. He's looking for support. He hasn't got much. And unfortunately, he's dispossessed before he's able to make a pass.
It's all a little short of forward momentum, lacking thrust. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here.
Olympiacos being very... Oh, hello, we've opened up here. No, can't quite control the loose ball. Oh, and again, Newcastle very quick to intercept the ball. Here's Werner. It's an easy chance for a boy like him. And he's put it in the back of the net. It's Newcastle 1, Olympiacos 0. 27 minutes on the clock. And Newcastle's new bright hope up front, absolutely making all of the money spent on him worth it. It wasn't a goal that was created through intricate play. But when you've got players that are as alive to the loose ball as these ones are, you're going to be making hay while the sun shines. Great little interception there, I think, from Werner into Ribery, I think. And then Werner just takes the ball on and just rolls it into the bottom-hand corner. And he just doesn't turn down chances like that. It's just a nicely weighted through ball. And with the side of his foot, he just caresses it into the bottom corner there. Lovely goal from Werner. Nicely worked between the two front men. And it's 1-0 to Newcastle.
Newcastle take the lead.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
Olympiacos going about it patiently, perhaps too patiently.
And the patient pay that Olympiacos were demonstrating at first, not going to help them now, where they really do need to. There's a good interception from Shelvey, and immediately Newcastle looking for the break. Ribery plays it into Werner. That's an amazing ball from Ribery. Is this number 2? Oh, not quite, not quite. But oh my word, what a through ball from Frank Ribery. From the halfway line, just floats it into Werner, and it's a real shame that he didn't have eyes in the back of his head, because Maximan was just careening into the box on the right-hand side. Fantastic play from Newcastle. Header, just wide of the mark.
Oh, he's got that completely wrong.
I believe it's Timo Werner again.
And still got a shot away.
The boy is just hungry for goals. Loose ball there, Shelvey unable to get it under control, and Olympiacos have it in the Newcastle half, looking for an opening. The patience has given way to a little bit more attacking intent from the Greek team. I don't know if they're the Greek champions or not. Impossible to tell, because the Greek league isn't in this game. They're an also-ran. Ribery out wide to Willems. Willems looking for support now on the left wing. He's going to play it early into... Oh my word, what a ball! What a ball, and what a control from... Unfortunately, just can't quite keep it in play. What a ball that would have been if he'd only just been able to keep it in.
Well, Tunis tries to get it forward quickly. It's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with.
It's a loose ball from the left back. Goes out of play for an Olympiacos throw. That's an excellent ball into the attacking midfielder. And there could be trouble here. Is a shot. Oh my word.
Decent enough try.
Difficult to tell quite how close that was. Maybe we'll see on the replay. Striker just holds it up for a second before turning and unleashing a shot, and it wasn't too far wide of the mark. Newcastle are only 1-0 up at this point, so the game really could still go either way. They need to be alert to the counter-attack.
And it's Ribery.
Again, the pass is just not quite sticking today. And that's half-time. Newcastle United go in 1 goal to the good, thanks to Timo Werner's 27th minute effort. It's been a good half of football. And we'll see if it can improve even more in the second. Looking at the stats there, definitely very happy with the number of shots that we've had on target.
Newcastle have the lead in a tight old game.
Olympiacos only having the 1 shot, which we saw earlier, just passing the post there. Unusually, Olympiacos are actually outpassing Newcastle. Newcastle normally a team that would dominate the passing stats, but not here. Perhaps we're playing a little bit more directly. It could be the influence of the Germany national team job that we're now taking on.
Back on the way.
Newcastle going well here, and they're in a good position to kick on and add to their lead. They don't have to overcommit, but they can place more emphasis on stretching their advantage without necessarily neglecting things defensively.
Hayden.
Just going to bear in mind that we've not been passing it too much.
Hubbles goes looking.
Just want to probe a little bit more, get the passing working. And of course, if you're passing the ball more, it means you're running less, which means that your players will not be as tired in the latter stages of the game. Oh, that's a nice little ball. Maximan plays it in. Werner just not able to get to the ball after the deflection. And now Olympiacos on the break, looking to make the most of their opportunity. They've been held up in the midfield area. Beautiful cross-field ball to Tsimikas.
Look, good possession is one thing,
Buchlakis,
but they seem as if they're
Valbuena
time at the moment,
into the attacking third now. Newcastle need to be alive to this, and in fact they do pick the ball up and they're able to counter with an attack of their own. Just that last pass, just a little bit too loose. To Debo, and apparently that's a foul. I didn't see much wrong with that myself, but obviously the referee knows better than I do, apparently. And this could be dangerous. It's within shooting range for Tunis. Hits the wall.
And that's sprayed out wide.
He's wrong-footed the defender, who manages to recover, but unfortunately the loose ball resulting in a turnover of possession back to Olympiacos again. And here we are with Ribery, and he plays a lovely through ball to Werner, who's able to control it, gets away from his man. Second defender puts in a crunching sliding tackle that dispossesses him.
But in the end, it's fruitless.
And it does seem as though the opposition team are starting to mark him a little more tightly, seeing the danger that Timo Werner poses to them.
Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game with such a narrow advantage, there's room for trouble. I just think they're sending out the wrong message. This could backfire.
Another foul given. Again, not entirely sure that there was much wrong with that tackle.
The referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is
that would have been very harsh if they'd given a penalty for it, I must say. I mean, it's nowhere near the penalty area, really. Both players very clearly standing outside of the lines. And this could be dangerous. A floated ball into the box could cause all kinds of havoc. It is floated in. Newcastle defend the initial shot. Have to defend this cross now.
Plenty waiting in the middle.
Shelby doing well to win the ball back. And he releases Maximan, who now has Werner right in front of him. There's the ball, and if Werner can get onto this, unfortunately he can't quite. The pace of the defender too much for him to overcome.
Just has to be done.
Ref, is that a foul? No, apparently that's not a foul, even though it's exactly the same kind of challenge as the ones that I've been pulled up for. Okay, never mind. We're still 1-0 up, we're not going to let it bother us.
Regardless of the outcome, it is good to see someone running at the defence like that. And they win it back again. Ribery. Werner looking as though he's being given special treatment here. Treatment he could well do
Referee,
without.
good
Well, they
Lord
seem intent on
almighty.
marking him out of the
And if
game.
that's not
They're
brought back for a
certainly trying to
booking,
wind
I'll
him
be
up
very
close as
surprised.
Jonjo Shelvey.
Terrible tackle, really.
Needs a bit of penetration to go with all this possession.
You just hope that the referee doesn't forget about it with the amount of play that's taken place in between the incident.
Valbuena.
This could be dangerous. This could be very dangerous. The referee, not the referee, the defender. My words are all over the place today, gents.
Their attitude just can't be faulted.
Oh, that's a foul. Free kick's been
Okay, now is something going to be done about that earlier tackle? I think not. Oh, they do surprise me. Never mind, we continue. 79 minutes on the clock. I probably should have made a change during that break in play. Let's just see what we can do to freshen things up. Everyone looking pretty good, to be fair. I think maybe Nkunku will come off for Almiron. It does make us a little bit more susceptible in midfield, but I think Almiron deserves to get a run out. And for the time being, maybe Mathieu could... Mathieu is naturally a centre-back. We could put him in for Hummels, but I'm not entirely sure. It would give us more balance across the back, although Hummels is a massive figure in the defence. I almost feel like we need to leave him out there. I think we will. Let's give Werner a little break and give Joelinton some time on the pitch. It might only be 5 minutes, but he does deserve to stay in our plans. Joelinton, a very good striker at the end of the day.
Single goal and we are nearly done.
Oh, hello. Nearly. Nearly. And Newcastle pressing the Olympiacos players, trying to stop them from escaping their own half. Oh, hello! Oh, my word. He just struck that without much placement, and unfortunately that was the final result. Very loose from Olympiacos, though.
Well, it seems
again, brilliant interception there by Hayden. Oh, a very good pass as well, and Newcastle have a chance here. Unfortunately, the defender able to beat Timo Werner to the ball. And now with the changes made, we have more of a physical presence up front in Joelinton. A little bit more threatening from the crosses, which we will continue to try and put in. Almiron naturally left-footed, but he can swing it in with his right. Oh, that's a very good header, and immediately you see the impact that Joelinton has in the game. And Almiron's quality very clear there. He's not bad on his right foot at all, and he's just able to play the perfect cross in. Joelinton may be jumping slightly too early for the header. But here we have an opportunity.
Tries to get it clear. Over to the left.
Hummels. Alan. Oh, hello, Alan! Headed goal from Alan St. Maximan. A collector's item. Maximan definitely more of a ground-based attacker, but if you give him a chance like that, he's not going to turn you down. And of all of the people to supply the cross, it's the most unlikely. In Mats Hummels, the centre-back, Captain Fantastic strikes again. Pinpoint accurate cross, beautifully flighted. And Alan St. Maximan, with the power of his mind, heads that into the net without even making contact. Maximan is a superhero. And that's it. The final touch of the game is the second goal for Newcastle United. It is a comfortable home win for the Magpies against Olympiacos. And with 6 points on the board now, it's looking increasingly like we may be qualifying from the group.
Control quite early and didn't need to go to turbo.
This has been a much more serene qualification period than the Europa League of 12 months ago. Outpassed once again, you see down there, but at the end of the day, it's not all about possession. It's not all about the number of passes that you make. It's the quality of those passes and the quality of the chances that you generate. Olympiacos had a lot more shots in that second half. We need to watch out for that. It looks like maybe we allow teams to get back into the game a little bit more in the second half. But I can't be angry. 2-0 win. Schubert getting a 5 apparently because he just had nothing to do. That seems a little bit unfair on the man. You'd think that a standard score would be 6 out of 10. But very happy with that. Very happy indeed. Okay, now, with that out of the way, and with Milan having beaten Porto 1-0 to really open the group up, we'll now go ahead and check the results that we've had since you were last with us. And then, of course, it's down to the Hawthorns to play West Brom. Okay, so let's have a quick look at our results. So, you were here with us for Milan 1, Newcastle United 2. We then went home to play West Ham, where we routed them 3-0. Then it was over to Aston Villa, where we won 2-0. And then Vinicius Jr. getting his first goal for the Magpies, a 1-0 victory against Norwich. Not exactly the most convincing performance, but at the end of the day, it's 3 points on the board. We can't be too disappointed with that. After West Brom, there's a couple of international fixtures. They're international friendlies against Colombia and the Netherlands. And then maybe, I think we'll come back for Porto and Manchester United. We'll just have a quick look. It looks as though there's been some bids made for players. Hello, Yedlin. Okay. Right, well, that's nowhere near the money that we want for him, so we're definitely going to go back in and renegotiate. So he's valued at 8.9. The most we can ask for is 8.1. He's not playing much, so I guess that would limit his appeal. He's too old, really, to be adding on a selling on option. Let's tell them that they should be paying us 7 million. We're cutting their nose off to spice our face in a way, really, but I think that'll be all right. Yeah, we've had some recommendations from the scouting team. Lopez, a box-to-box midfielder from France. Pretty decent. He's not too much money either. Very good with the ball at feet. Good balance, excellent stamina. Definitely see why he's considered a box-to-box player. His passing's very good, at least along the ground. Pretty good defensively as well. He's tiny though, he's only 167 centimetres. He weighs 58 kilos. I've taken dumps larger than that. We'll add him to our list. If we're looking for a midfielder in future, then maybe we'll revisit him. Training report for the month. Looks like everybody's going in the right direction. Baldoc's doing very well. Although he's got a really bad base to be starting with. Joel Linton's actually gone up in his rating to 83 overall now. Willems, Coco and Hummels, along with one other player, making it into the best 11. So we'll have a quick look at that before we move on to West Brom. Timo Werner, of course, making it. He's doing very nicely indeed. Okay. Let's crack on. We will, of course, be playing in an away strip for this match. Willems, I think we'll give him a rest. Mathieu can come in. Dubravka can get a game ahead of Schubert. I'll stick with Nkunku and Shelvey in the middle of the park, although probably it won't be too long before we put someone else on in his place, either Ribery or Vinicius Junior, perhaps. In fact, maybe we'll start Vinicius Junior in the Nkunku position. It does leave us a little bit more open in terms of our combative nature in midfield, but everything else pretty much makes sense. And since we're asking for more money, maybe we should be putting Yedlin on the bench to demonstrate that we still consider him to be a useful member of the first team. And in fact, Castledine, let's give Castledine some time on the bench at the very least. And Nkunku could definitely do with a rest. It's not going to do him any good coming off the bench at all. So the depth of the squad's starting to make itself apparent. I think we'll play in the orange strip today. Oh, hello. That should stand out a little bit more.
Well, we have the most perfect day for you. A warm hello in every
Don't care about
sense
this
of the
opening
word. The sun
cinematic.
is
Let's
out
get straight
and
into the
football
action. That's
has
what we're here for.
A special place on this most idyllic
Right, let's see if we
days.
can maintain our
A fixture
100%
ahead of us
start to
which
the
we've all been
season.
looking forward for so very, very long, and it means so very, very much. The scene could not be more beautiful. The pitch looks terrific. The players are ready to get started, and we cannot wait for the contest that lies ahead. And this must be amongst the favoured arenas of supporters all over the world. It really does have a very special feel to it.
I love it when they talk shit about, well, not shit, but like,
see,
the Hawthorns is not one of the world's favourite stadiums. I'm sorry, it's a nice stadium. It's got some history to it, but...
Well, I'm going to pick Mats Hummels. He's not simply a very dependable and diligent defender. He has real adventure about him as well, and I think when he gets an opportunity to step out from the back, he's encouraged to keep going, and he doesn't. He goes all the way.
Vinicius Junior! Newcastle get it back again. Phillips.
Having a little bit of trouble getting the link up to work at the moment. But the game is very young. We've got plenty of time. And I'm liking the hustle that the players are showing on trying to, press high to win the ball back. Definitely feel as though we might end up getting another one of those interception-style goals.
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Mathieu needed to come up with a better ball.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority, a cause of mild frustration.
Barkley tries to get it forward quickly.
Barkley playing for West Brom now. So we shouldn't underestimate the quality of their midfield, because he's a very good player despite his struggles at Chelsea.
West Bromwich grateful to the genius of their manager last time round.
Well, not the pass I wanted, but it will do.
Quite rightly too. I think what he did was clever and decisive, and it just goes to show how tactically astute he is.
Vinicius Junior. Henry has a pop!
Oh, that's lovely. That's really well worked from the players there. A nice whipped ball from the edge of the area into Werner, and all he had to do was get the touch on it.
Because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
Ball played across the box into Shelvey, who plays a nice little through ball, whipped in from the side by Henriks, I think, into the big man Timo Werner. And all he's got to do is get a touch on it. The two Germans linking up to excellent effect. 1-0 to Newcastle.
Deadlock broken.
It's looking good.
1-0.
Yeah, and they know there's plenty of work left in this one, Peter, before they can actually say that the job is over.
Across the field it goes.
Good interception from Vinicius Junior. I just couldn't quite make that through ball work for us. I've been very impressed, actually, despite my earlier reservations. Oh dear, what was I doing there? During my earlier reservations when we actually signed Vinicius Junior, and I looked at his defensive stats thinking, wow, they're not good. And then I looked at his shooting and it was like 66 or something. He's still a very good player regardless of that. Like, he intercepts balls constantly, which for a player with his stats really he shouldn't be able to do. And he's a decent enough finisher as well. But Lascelles obviously has fouled the opposition player with his head there. So decent buy. Like, I still... Oh dear, hang on, let me just concentrate for a second.
Mathieu gets his foot in there.
There we go. I still feel like I'm going to have trouble fitting him into the team 100% of the time. But it's a very nice problem to have a £79 million player who you struggle to find a place for. It's a luxury that a lot of teams don't have.
Danger averted for now. Looking for space out wide. He's gone for it!
Oh, cheeky. It's not going to happen.
And he's there to hoof it away.
The main thing is he's an excellent passer of the ball. And if I was playing two defensive midfielders with one attacking man, he would absolutely stroll into the team every time.
Vinicius Junior. Werner pings it out wide. Play for a throw. Well, the ball's come loose and the chase is on. And it's Mathieu. Vinicius Junior floats one over.
First time cross, not accurate enough, but it's always going to be difficult playing a volleyed cross like that.
Barkley.
Almost relies more on the striker doing something with it than the accuracy of the cross itself. And here's Mathieu loping down the left side now. And that concludes the first half. 1-0 up. That's decent. I'm not unhappy about that at all. We've done pretty well. A little bit of the passing's been sloppy. Needs to tighten that up. But overall, a good performance. Good first half. And normal service has resumed with more passes and a greater amount of possession against the opposition team.
Happier of the teams heading in for half-time, 1-0 up. And the action is back on the way.
Newcastle really need to go and grab another goal now, Peter, if they're going to go on and secure this.
Has a hit!
Oh!
The defence can get it clear.
That's a very, very good save.
Really
very good indeed.
Vinicius Junior. It's anyone's ball. Mathieu tries to get some grip on it.
He's trying to be cheeky again. Little back heel finish. Didn't come off for him.
Real chance!
Now, John Joe Shelby deciding he wants a long-range effort.
Mathieu. Vinicius Junior. Good challenge, he just stood firm.
Couldn't quite get it out from under his feet there. But the West Brom goal completely under siege at the moment.
Henriks, who does have an assist to his name. Well, it's a safety in numbers approach to defending here.
Yeah, but dropping deep can bring more trouble.
Yeah.
Well, shots from distance.
Not quite the right weight on that pass, and it's resulted in West Brom getting the ball back. And now they can hit us on the break if they can find the right release ball.
Newcastle are the standout defensive side of the moment,
which they've been unable to do. And in fact, we've got the possession back in our hands. Werner running onto the ball, not quite able to make it in time. Defender takes a tumble. I think he's making a meal of that.
Quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Breaks on here.
Oh dear. Good interception by Lascelles, alive to the possibility of that ball being played.
Lascelles drives it forward. Mathieu looking as though he's being given special treatment here. Treatment he could well do without.
Yeah, he's been a real pest on that flank, Peter, but I think life is about to get tougher.
John Joe, oh dear, nearly.
Well,
one of these days, an absolute screamer is going to end up going into the back of that net.
And the counter is on. Chip through.
That's the wrong pass entirely. Maximan is not a fantastic passer of the ball. Definitely more of an end results guy than a support player.
To go with all this possession. And help's available out wide. He's left his man. It's a very good battle there. Terrific to watch.
Just trying to maintain the hustle.
Yeah, the ride is still a bit bumpy, Peter, so they're chasing the cushion of a second goal.
Mathieu tried to play it through.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did well to spot the run. He just didn't get enough behind it. It happens.
Just brushed off the ball there. A buccaneering run from the defender. Werner shoots!
Oh, Maximan does well to try to win it back. Can't quite make it stick.
Phillips proving impossible to wrestle off the ball. Oh, that's nice. Newcastle are still just one up. It needs making safe, this.
Getting a little bit nervous as the game's going on now. We're going to look to make a change that might solidify our position. We are going to do what we talked about earlier, where we'll go to 2 defensive midfielders and 1 attacking. Also, it looks like Mathieu's race is pretty much run. So we're going to put Yedlin on the left-hand side, which is not a usual position for him, but it is one he can play. Of course, those changes won't take effect until the ball's next out of play, so for all I know, we might get to full time before we even see those changes.
He's picked him out. Hits it first time.
Nice idea, but unable to get enough power onto it. Couldn't really connect with the ball enough.
They could have wrapped it all up.
Newcastle just have to run down the clock. Played down the flank. Phillips. And that has put paid to that.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can come up with that little bit of class to rescue this situation, and it needs to be any time now, really.
No.
Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on.
And in fact, those changes don't take place. Final whistle. It's West Brom 0, Newcastle United 1. The 100% record remains intact.
That was enough.
We've not been convincing, but we are still trying to bed in a few new players.
Margin would have been preferable, but you can't expect to get your way all the time. I think it was a win earned through
Vinicius
game
Junior
management,
definitely
and
starting
there's
to
absolutely
impress me
nothing
with his
wrong with
combative
that.
nature, despite the fact that his stats don't
We've
really
reached
back
the end
that
of our
up.
coverage for today. Many thanks to Jim Beglin alongside me.
He's definitely willing
And
to
we'll
get his
both
foot
see you
stuck
next
in there.
time.
Decent performances all round, no one below a 6. We'll take it. So let's have a look at the other results today. Norwich and Bournemouth drawing, Liverpool beating Aston Villa 2-0, West Ham 4-1 victors over Southampton, Manchester United, that is a shocker of a result. Man United 0, Crystal Palace 4. Good lord. Arsenal drawing 1-1 with Man City, a decent result for Arsenal, not so much for Manchester City, losing more ground at the top of the table. Wolves 4, Chelsea 0. Good Lord Almighty, the league is upside down, ladies and gentlemen. Everton, surprise result, losing 1-0 to Stoke City. That might well see Newcastle top of the league. Brighton 2, Fulham 2, and Tottenham 1, Leicester City 1. League table does confirm that Newcastle, with a perfect record of 18 points from a possible 18, 6 wins in 6, goal difference of 10, top of the pile on 18 points. Everton second on 15 after that shock loss. Arsenal in third, just 1 point ahead of Wolves in fourth. So now it's time for the international break. I will see you back here in a few hours' time. 24 hours to be precise, where we will be taking on the mighty Porto and then visiting Manchester. Well, we won't be visiting Manchester United, sorry. We'll be playing host to Manchester United. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.